research had two types, descriptive and analytical research. Now, descriptive research had further two classifications, which were cross-sectional and longitudinal research, whereas analytical research was further divided into cause and effect and correlational research. So it depends upon the type of research and the purpose for which we are going to for which we are doing the research. You must know that if you can find literature or some research related to your topic, then your topic is not new. You will call it an explanatory research. Whereas if your topic is totally new and you cannot find any research related to it or very little research related to it, you will call it exploratory research. So these are the two main classifications which had further classifications in it. Then moving forward, if you can see the slide, the second one is the process of research, which can be quantitative and qualitative. Let me use the paint screen again. Before that, let me just show you okay, we talked about exploratory research, totally new, beginning of an idea, and you don't have any research before related to that topic. Then there was explanatory research which had two types, descriptive and analytical. Descriptive research, just to describe some phenomena. Let's say this Wadi bin Khalid. Before, researchers have described the phenomena of Wadi bin Khalid. But what is new in your research? You are talking about the water of Wadi bin Khalid and the characteristics of that water. So this is descriptive research. Descriptive research, I told you, had further two classifications. Cross-sectional, that means you just collect data for 1 year or one period of time. Whereas in longitudinal, you will compare the data for many years. Like you will collect data for 2 or 3 years, then you will compare the results. So this was longitudinal research. Then there was analytical research, and I told you that there are two types, cause and effect and correlation. Correlation or association, you can also call it. So in relationship, both variables or both factors are affecting each other. Whereas in cause and effect, some independent factors would be affecting the dependent factors. I hope this was clear to you from the last lecture. Now, let me take you to the next classification, which is so we have finished the purpose of research. Purpose of research is finished. Now, process of research. If you see the slide, now I'm talking about process of research, which has further two classifications, quantitative and qualitative. Okay, so the process of research can either be quantitative or it can be qualitative. Let us just simply explain what is quantitative and what is qualitative. The process of research means how to collect data. So in process of research, we would be interested in what are the ways of collecting the data and what type of data we will be collecting. Okay, so let me take you to the paint screen so that I can clarify the concept. Okay. So basically, we had two types. of two type purposes of research: exploratory research and explanatory research. Remember, for exploratory research, we have so this means this is the purpose of research. The first thing. Now, let us define the process of research. For exploratory research, it will always be qualitative data, qualitative. For explanatory research, it will be quantitative. What does it mean? It means if you are doing exploratory research, you will be collecting the qualitative data. And if you are doing some explanatory research, which can be descriptive or analytical, in that case, your data will be quantitative data. Now, what is the simple definition of qualitative and quantitative data? Quantitative is very simple. Quantitative data is based on numbers. So quantitative based on measurable numbers. That means you will collect the data in the form of numbers, and it would be, the results will be the same for everyone. It will not change. For example, if I can give you the example of a quantitative data, for example, the average age in your class. So how can I find this? I will ask every student about their age. I will ask every student about their age. And then what I will do, I will just take the average of it. That means if there are 10 students in the class, 20 students in the class, I will add the ages of those 20 students and then divide it by 20. This will give me the average. This will give me the average. This is quantitative data based on numbers which can be measured. Okay, what, any other example? Yes. Example is, let's say the average income in Sur City. So how can I find the average income in Sur City? I will take a survey in which I will, let's say, I will go to all the families living in the Sur City, and I will collect their information data, their income data, and then I will take the average of it, quantitative. Such type of data is called quantitative data. And if the average income in Sur City is, let's say, 1,000 Riyal for me, if you collect the same data, you will also get the average, which is 1,000 Riyal. So quantitative data the results from the quantitative data would be the same for every researcher. It will not change. It will not change. Okay, remember, sometime you take data in the form of some scale. I will not discuss the scales right now, but I'm just telling you. For example, if you are conducting a survey means a questionnaire. In that questionnaire, you have different type of questions. And one of those questions are based on your opinion. Okay, so I have to answer in the form of agree and strongly agree to strongly disagree. Normally, what type of scale you make in it? Strongly agree, neutral, disagree, strongly disagree. You may have seen it in many questionnaires. So in that questionnaire, there is a question about your age or about your income or about your education, of course. But there are some questions in which these are used, opinion-based questions, which have these options. I'm not discussing the questionnaire design right now. Inshallah, we will do it later in the course, but just to tell you about quantitative data, I'm just telling it. Now, what I will do, or what anyone will do, they will say strongly agree 1, agree 2, neutral 3, disagree 4, or strongly disagree 5. On 5-point scale, they will assign the values. And they will get their results when they analyze the data. This is also quantitative. This is also quantitative. This is not a qualitative data. Why? Because you and me will change the scale in the same way, on the scale of 1 to 5. And your results and my results, if we have the same people who are answering the questions, the results will be the same, or more or less same. So we will say this is quantitative data. Okay, so this is in the form of numbers. And sometimes it can be in the form of text like this. Text means in the form of language, but you can easily change them into numbers. So you will call them quantitative data. So you are collecting quantitative data. In simple words, when you are using a questionnaire as a survey tool, you are actually collecting quantitative data. This is the first point. Is this clear? Do you understand what is a quantitative data? So, yes.
Can you repeat again, because I didn't understand.
Mr. Can you repeat it again?
Okay. So if you see the paint screen, the first thing which we have finished is the purpose of research. Purpose of research can be exploratory research or explanatory research. Explanatory research had further 2 types, descriptive and analytical, which had further classifications as well. Now we are on the second part, which is the process of research. Your process of research can be qualitative and quantitative. I told you that your process of research, if your research purpose is explanatory research, if it is exploratory research, your data will always be qualitative research, qualitative data. Whereas if your research is descriptive or analytical, or what can you call it, explanatory research, then your data will be quantitative data. Quantitative data means, then I was explaining the quantitative data. Quantitative data means numerical data. Numerical data means data based on numbers. For example, the average age in your class, the average education level in Sur City. So for this, what will you do? You will ask people about their education, and then you will take the average. Then you will tell, okay, the average education in Sur City is 10th grade or 12th grade, whatever it is. So what is that? This data is based on numbers. Then I gave you an example that most of us, when we are doing research, we are using a questionnaire. So what type of data you collect from the questionnaire? In that questionnaire, you have some questions about the age, let's say education, about your income. But sometimes you also have questions in which you have given a scale from strongly agree to strongly disagree, which I put in the chat box. Now, from those questions, are you getting a quantitative numbers? Yes, you are, because you assign numbers. Let's say for me, strongly agree is 1, agree is 2, neutral is 3, disagree is 4, strongly disagree is 5. So I will use these numbers instead of using strongly agree or disagree. This we will inshallah discuss it when we will come to questionnaire design. Okay, but at this point of time, just keep this in mind that questionnaires are used to collect quantitative data, not qualitative. So from the questionnaires, when you ask people about their opinions, you are actually collecting quantitative data. That means the data which can easily be changed into numbers, and the numbers will be same for you and me. So explanatory research, which can be descriptive or analytical, the data will always be quantitative data. Is this point clear? This is what I have written on the screen. On the screen, you can see explanatory research, quantitative. The process of research will always be quantitative, whether the explanatory research is descriptive or analytical. It doesn't matter whether it is descriptive or analytical. The process of your research will always be quantitative. This one is clear. Then I will come to exploratory research and qualitative data. So that means the people who are using a questionnaire, their research is not new. The questions in that questionnaire are coming from some previous research, and they are collecting quantitative data for some maybe descriptive or analytical research. Does it make sense? Let me repeat it, what I just said. If I am using a questionnaire, let's say this is a questionnaire, I'm asking students or teachers or people to fill my questionnaire. Most probably my research is explanatory research. That means it can be descriptive or it can be analytical. That means it's not a new research. Explanatory means it's not a new research. And I have taken those questions from some previous research papers, right? And what type of data I'm collecting from this questionnaire? Quantitative data. My results will be based on some numbers. I will change those questions into numbers, and this will give me quantitative results. Any confusion? Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, sister.
Okay, so explanatory research, quantitative data, always. Whether your research is descriptive or analytical, you will always collect quantitative data. Quantitative data means numbers which are measured reliably. What does it mean? If I take the result from that questionnaire, or you conclude some result from that questionnaire based on those numbers, our result will be the same. Our result will be the same. This is a property of quantitative data or quantitative research. Now, the second type, if you see, exploratory research, qualitative. Now, qualitative data, that means your problem is totally new. In that case, you cannot collect quantitative data. You have to collect qualitative data. What does it mean? Qualitative here means interviews. It can be interviews, or it can be observations. It can be interviews, it can be observations. So this is qualitative data. Now, you can ask me a question that, Mr. We can change interview questions, the answers of the people into numbers. Yes, you can. We call it coding. Okay, so you conduct some interview, you ask some questions, to different people, and they replied it, and then you can code them. Code means you can give them numbers. But my coding could be different from your coding. There is no standardized way. Just think in that way. There is no standardized way of coding. Maybe for me, let's say my research is about behavior of students, which is new. Behavior of foundation students in College of Applied Sciences. Let's say before, no one has studied this type of a problem, even in any other country. So this is some exploratory research. Now, what I do, I conducted some interviews of the foundation students. Those interviews, the data is in the form of a text. This is a textual data. Text, words. I can code them. Code means, let's say I say the most important word said by the foundation students is hostel. That means they have issues with the hostel. Maybe if you conduct the same research, you will think the most important issue for the foundation students is the food provided by the college. So for me, code 1 means hostel issues. For you, code 1 means, for your research, code 1 means food issues in the college. What does it mean? It means your results and my results could be different in terms of qualitative data. Always remember, never ever think that qualitative data cannot be changed into numbers. It can be changed into numbers, but those numbers are not reliable like quantitative data. What does it mean? My numbering or my coding would be different from your coding. So I'm not going into the depth of that interviews, but just remember, when you take interviews, you code the most important words as 1, 2, 3, 4 for your understanding. And your coding can be different from my coding for the same interview. Okay, it is not like strongly agree to disagree. Everyone will be doing 1 to 5 scale. It's not like that. So that is why we call it a qualitative data. So qualitative data is a textual data in simple words. And your qualitative research for the same topic could be different from mine. That means your qualitative data will give different results. My qualitative data will give different results. I also talked about observation. Think about it. Let's say I am conducting some social experiment. Social experiment is like this. Outside, I will make a team. And from that team, we will pretend that someone get hit by a car. So he got an accident. We want to see the behavior of people, that how do the people react if they see someone lying on the road and he wants some medical attention. So what will people do? What will young people do? What will old people do? What will the teenagers or kids will do? Will their behavior change, let's say, if they see some female getting a road accident? So if there is a male or there is a female, would the behavior change? So this is an experiment or observation which you want to do, and no one has done that before. You don't know what will happen. This is exploratory. You don't know what will be the behavior of Sur people if they see such kind of situation, right? So this is exploratory research. You will explore it for the first time with that experiment. You will not know, you don't know what will happen. But what type of data you are getting from that observation? Qualitative. Maybe someone else will do that same experiment. Let's say you did it in Bilad, near the college, and your results are there, but someone did it in Sharia, and their behavior of people there is different. What does it mean? It means although the problem was same, exploratory, same problem with the same theme, but results are different. That means the qualitative data is different. This is what I'm saying. Qualitative data may not be the same for the same type of research. Whereas if I am finding the average income of people in Sur, if you collect that data and I collect that data, it will be the same. That is quantitative. So this is a difference between quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative data always reliable. That means same result will come every time if any researcher will do that. Whereas qualitative data, result can change. It can differ. And we use it for exploratory research. That means interviews or
yesterday, exploratory, it's something new. But like that qualitative, it's something new and not the same. It's different, yeah? And quantitative is the same.
Yes, in a sense that in quantitative, you can have different results if you have different context. Context mean maybe my results for the same problem in Oman, I may get different type of results than what is done in, let's say, USA, because the context is different. But in qualitative research, on the same place, because it is an exploratory research, something new, you're on the same place. If you do conduct some interviews, maybe your interview's result would be different from my interview results on the same place at the same time. This would be the difference. In quantitative, let's say you talk about the impact of social media on Omani students. Now you tell from your research after collecting quantitative data, because impact of social media is not a new problem. So you conducted a questionnaire, from that you get some results and you say Omani students, they will use, let's say, social media for 5 hours. But in USA, students are using social media. You get it from the research paper. Students are using social media for 8 hours. What does it mean? It means the result is different. Why it is different? Even it is quantitative. The result is different because the context is different. Context means the country is different. So country to country result can be different, quantitative. But in Oman, let's say you conducted this research, impact of social media on Omani students. Let's say this is your analytical research. You conducted some questionnaires. Questionnaires mean quantitative data. Because the problem was not new and it is analytical problem, you conducted the research and you get quantitative data. Now, if I do the same research, impact of social media on Omani students, I should get almost similar results like you. If your research says Omani students use social media for 5 hours, my research should also say they use it for 5 hours, if we have done it correctly. But in exploratory research, let's say I talked about the experiment which we did. Let's say I am doing that experiment outside. Let's say I'm doing it in Bilad. You are doing it in Sharia. Even we are doing it at the same time, the behavior of people in Sharia could be different from the behavior of people here in Bilad. That means we are collecting quantitative data, which can be different from according to different factors or different variables. Do you get my point? Is this clear?
Yes, Mr. Yes.
Okay. So just simply keep this in mind. Quantitative data is always reliable. Reliable means consistent and same. Whereas qualitative data, it can change. It can change even from researcher to researcher. That means it is quite subjective. Subjective means it can change from one researcher to another researcher. You conduct the same research, I conduct the same research. My results could be different. Your results could be different because the problem is new and the behavior or the results which we are getting, we are interpreting it by ourselves. So it can be different. So we call it subjective. Whereas quantitative data will always give you the same result or almost same results in the same context. In the same context. It can be different from other contexts. Same problem you study in USA, the behavior of students will be different. Although you conduct the same questionnaire you are using there, maybe your results will be different. Why? Because the context is different. But if it is the same context, you and me as a researcher should get the same results. So we call qualitative data as objective. Objective means concrete, will not change. Is it clear to you people? The thing is same, exploratory research, qualitative data. Explanatory research, quantitative data. But you should know the difference between qualitative and quantitative. So qualitative data is collected by interviews or observations, whereas quantitative data is collected by questionnaires, or you can call it surveys. Qualitative data differs from researcher to researcher, whereas quantitative data, same results in the same context. The context should be the same. That means the country should be the same. Qualitative data is a textual data, words, whereas quantitative data is numerical data, numbers. Is this okay now? I have written some of the characteristics for qualitative and quantitative data. I can show you some other characteristics on the slide as well. Let me know if it is okay. Is this okay? Or do you have any confusion?
Okay.
What about other students? They can put it in the chat box. Yes, is it clear or do you have any confusion?
Yes, Mister, it's clear.
Okay. So you can take a picture of this one quickly for your future reference. Please quickly take the picture of this one. I give you 30 seconds for it. Quickly take the snapshot of this paint screen. Okay, it is done. Let me tap it. Okay, so let me take you back to the slides. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of quantitative and qualitative data. Some further characteristics. Now you know the data is, assumption is quantitative data is a single reality. If you see the first point, single reality means for me and for you. If we measure the quantitative data, the results will be the same. Whereas in qualitative, I told you it is subjective. Subjective means for me and for you, the result would be different. We will think differently about the same data. That is why qualitative data, even you can convert it into numbers. Never ever think that qualitative data cannot be converted into numbers. It can be converted into numbers, but your numbers will be different from my numbers. That is why it has multiple realities. Multiple realities mean for you, different. For me, different. Numerical data, textual data. Objective, subjective. Role of researcher. Then quantitative data, remember, if you have number data with you, you can make graphs, you can make pie chart, you can make some line diagrams or scatter diagrams. Why? Because you can calculate different measures like mean, median, mode, standard deviation. This is only possible for quantitative data. It's not possible for qualitative data. So that means if you have conducted interviews or observations, which are actually qualitative data, you would not be able to make some graphs or some pie charts or histograms, or you cannot calculate mean, median, mode. Simple. Then, how would you collect qualitative data? I told you qualitative data will be collected through some semi-structured or structured interviews or observations. So interviews basically and observations. Whereas quantitative data comes from questionnaires or some structured documents or surveys. So we will design questionnaire and we will also design some interviews later in the course. That means both things we will learn in this course: how to collect quantitative data and how to collect qualitative data. What does it mean? It means how to design an interview for qualitative data. And in terms of quantitative data, we will learn how to design the questionnaire. So both things are there in this course, although at the basic level. Okay, moving forward. There is a debate. Had you been here in the class, we could have that debate. Some people think quantitative study is better than qualitative study. Some say qualitative is better than quantitative. What do you think? What do you think? Which one is better? Qualitative, obviously. Qualitative, obviously, means yes.
The quantitative is better because we can collect a lot of information from a lot of people.
Okay. But then my question is, let's say you have a problem in which you cannot find previous research work. So you cannot find the questions related to it, reliable questions. You have to make your questions then.
So the quantitative is better in that case.
Yeah, so there is always a debate, right? There are many quantitative researchers in the world. Why I do quantitative research or why I don't like qualitative research? Let me tell you the reason. This is only for me or for some people. Because it takes time. Qualitative research takes time. Exploratory research takes time. I told you that for collecting observations, for validating it. Validating means to come up with the results which is applicable for many, for the whole country or for the whole city or for the whole region. It will take time. You have to conduct many interviews, maybe many observations for exploratory research because qualitative data is there. So qualitative data takes a lot of time. Research, it takes a lot of time. Quantitative is easy to handle. That is why you will find many of your teachers, they are doing quantitative research. Just ask them whether they are qualitative researchers or quantitative researchers. They will tell you, most of 99% of them will tell you they are quantitative researchers. What does it mean? They do not define a new problem. They see a problem in the previous research work and they find some new contribution which they can make in that, and they just do it. I also do it in the same way. It's easy. I can finish my research project, that means my research paper, maybe within 1 year. But if I am doing some qualitative research, this is my opinion, right? If I'm doing some qualitative research, it will take maybe 3, 4, or 5 years to complete one single project. But there will be people who will say qualitative is better than quantitative. Why? Because they say they are exploring a new problem. They are developing a new theory. People in future, they will use their results to do some explanation. Okay, I think the internet got disconnected. Okay, so the debate about qualitative and quantitative data, this is a debate and it depends. It depends what type of research you do. What type of research you do. So in my PhD, I did quantitative. Most of your teachers, you will find they would have done quantitative research. But some, they like to do qualitative research as well. Something new. They want to develop theory. So see the process. If the first thing is always exploratory research when the problem is new, then people like quantitative researchers, they come in. So first the problem is identified, the problem is there, that is a qualitative work. Then the quantitative researchers, they will just jump in and they will work, they will make it better. So qualitative means the first thing for any problem would be done by a qualitative researcher.
Mr.
Exploratory research is the first step and explanatory is the second step. Yes?
Can you share
Your
your
screen.
Screen, okay, I will share these slides again. So always remember, qualitative research qualitative, the first type of research is always exploratory, then explanatory research comes. Okay. So we are working on problems most of the time which have already been explored. Now we are investigating them. So 2 words, now I can tell you, there are 2 words. If someone says, I am exploring the problem, that means he's doing some exploratory research. And if you say, I am investigating or examining the problem, he or she is doing some quantitative research. That means some explanatory research. So investigation technically is a word for explanatory research. And exploration or exploring is a word for exploratory research. We will use these words when we are defining the research objectives next week, inshallah, not today. Okay, so is it clear? Quantitative and qualitative. Then I will come towards the outcome of research. Okay, so the third type of classification is outcome of research. Outcome of the research can be applied or basic research. Now, what is the difference? Let me take you to the slide. Then I will take you to the page screen. Okay, this one. So there are 2 outcomes of your research. Your research can have 2 outcomes. Either it is a basic research or it is an applied research. So there are 2 types. Basic, applied. Basic research is a pure research, or you can call it a fundamental research. Remember, basic research not necessarily means that it is for problem solving. Let's say you are going to do a descriptive research on Wadi bin Khalid. This is a basic research or fundamental research. Why? Because you are not finding any solution to a specific problem. You are describing some phenomena. Or let's say you have some research problem by your own mind. So you will do research on that one. Did someone give you that research? Some company or some organization? No. This is a fundamental research, basic research. It is not necessarily oriented towards solving some problem. So from basic research, you may make some new discovery to a theory. That means exploratory research is always basic research. In explanatory research, you can have something new. That means some theoretical contribution, or you are modifying the existing theory. That means explanatory research can also be basic. Whereas applied research is always a solution to a real life problem. That means some company will give you the problem or some organization will tell you the problem and you solve it. Let's say you are working for Pepsi company as a consultant and you are going to resolve the issue of their distribution, how to distribute their product in Oman. Let's say you are solving this problem, or you are a marketing consultant and you are making the marketing strategy for Pepsi company, let's say in Oman or in Middle East. These are problem. Problem means they have told you the issue and you are getting the solution for it. This is applied research. This is applied research. And in applied research, there are different aspects. We will discuss that later on. But in applied research, you will always get practical results. and you get a theoretical knowledge, but theoretical knowledge is only about that problem only. So let me put it in the Paint for your clarity. Let me share the Paint screen. Let me share the Paint screen with you now. Yeah, okay. So let us do it again. So we have the purpose of research. Then the second thing is the process of research. Third thing is outcome of research, right? So let's say my process of research is exploratory research. And the purpose of research can also be explanatory. It depends on the type of problem. The process of my research is qualitative for sure for exploratory research. Whereas for explanatory research, it will be quantitative. The outcome of research in terms of exploratory research can be basic as well as applied. Same goes with explanatory research. It can be basic, it can be applied. When it is applied, it is applied when you are finding a solution to a problem. When you are finding a solution to a problem. So the solution can be a new solution, that means exploratory. Or the solution can be provided by someone else. Now you are using it for your problem. So that can be explanatory as well. So explanatory and exploratory research can both have basic or applied thing. I asked you a question about basic and applied research. You just need to tell me the outcome of research. Let's say I am studying the behavior of this is my study topic, behavior of students in higher education institutions. What do you think? What kind of, what type of outcome it will have? I'm not talking about this is new problem or this is old problem. Let's say this is an old problem. Old problem means many researchers have discussed on it. This is explanatory research. Okay. This is explanatory research. And I am studying it in Oman. This is my contribution. I will collect quantitative data because this is explanatory research. So I will go for some questionnaire and I will get quantitative data. Just tell me, what should be the outcome of this research, basic or applied? Yes. So this is explanatory research for which you will be collecting the quantitative data. Now I'm asking a question, what would be the outcome of the research? Is it a basic research or applied research? You can put your response in the chat box. Just one student has applied till now.
Mister, it's basic.
Okay, what about others? I have just got 3 responses now. There are 30 students in the class, just 3 have replied. Okay. Yes, it should be basic. Why? Because we are not finding a solution to any problem. I just conceived this problem and I just did research on this one. Okay, what about this one? Dell company, Dell. They came to me and they want to find a solution of remanufacturing of faulty products and their pricing. They want me to work on this problem for them, how to remanufacture their faulty products, the products which have some fault, and their pricing. Yes, it will be an applied research. Let's say for this type of research, someone has worked on the pricing model for some laptops. I will use this, even it is not new, but it is explanatory, but it is applied. Why? Because I am looking at the solution of a problem, specific solution of a problem. So this is the difference between basic and applied research. Any question? So your exploratory research can have basic outcome or applied outcome. Similarly, for explanatory research, you can have basic or applied outcome. It depends whether you are solving a problem or whether you are just doing some research. Is it clear till now? Okay, before going to the logic of research, which is the 4th one. The 4th one is logic of research. There are 2 types for it, deductive and inductive. Before going to it, I must tell you what is hypothesis. Okay. Hypothesis is a tentative statement. It's a tentative statement about your research, which you will prove to be right or wrong. Not right or wrong, I would say true or false. So in your research, if you are conducting some research, you make some statements which you will check through your research, whether these statements are true or false. So you call those statements as hypotheses. These statements are called hypotheses. For example, I take this research topic, impact of social media and culture on student learning in Oman. Let's say this is the topic which I have, and this is an explanatory research. That means not new. Okay, this is explanatory research. And can you tell me which type of explanatory research? Descriptive or analytical? See the topic and tell me, is it descriptive or analytical? Yes, analytical. Good. And can you tell me which analytical? Cause and effect or association? Association means relationship. Cause and effect. Good, because impact of social media. Impact of social media. That means social media, it would be like this. If I can use the paint screen just to tell you. So it will be like this. There is social media, and the other factor is culture, and they are affecting learning, student learning or learning. It is like this: social media, culture, they are affecting learning. So it will be like this: effect, one-sided arrow, which we discussed last time around. Okay, how many hypotheses I can make in this research? How many hypotheses? I can make two hypotheses. I will say H1 and H2. What are the hypotheses? Hypotheses are a specific statement which I will test. So what is H1 in this case? H1 is, I'm writing it in the chat box. H1 is social media. Do not use the word positively or negatively. Affect, impact means effect. So I would say significantly. Significantly means it can be positive, it can be negative. Significantly affects or impacts, whatever word you want to use, student learning. This is my H1. What about H2? Same, see the diagram. Culture significantly affects student learning. Is there any problem with the hypothesis? Can you see these two hypotheses from the diagram, the model which I have built? So basically in my research, I will test these two hypotheses. Any confusion? Social media is affecting student learning. So I made one hypothesis for it. Social media significantly affects student learning. The second one was culture. Culture was affecting student learning. So I made another hypothesis which says culture significantly affects student learning, because this was cause and effect model. So I used the word effect. These are two hypotheses for my research. Any problem with this? Do you get what is hypothesis? Okay. Now for today, just one more statement, because I will tell you about the logic of result in the next class. It would be more right now. I cannot make direct hypothesis for exploratory research like this. Why? Because in exploratory research, I do not have any model or theory. This is a model, framework, model, or theory, whatever you say, which I have built. In exploratory research, the problem is new. You don't know whether there is some effect or not. So you cannot develop direct hypothesis for exploratory research. That means no hypothesis for exploratory research. You can only make these hypotheses in explanatory research. There is no hypothesis for exploratory research. Why? Because the problem is new. You don't know what will be the effect on the other or what is the relationship. If you don't know the relationship or you are just exploring it right now, you cannot make hypotheses like it. Is this point clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, I will end the class here. I do not want you to be overburdened. So logic of research, I will do it next time. The logic of research, this is still not there. Okay, I will start from here. Next time around, I will tell you the logic of research. You can take a picture of this one for your reference so that you would understand what is hypothesis as well. Okay, so logic of research still not done. Logic of research, inshallah, we will do it in the next class. You can take the picture of this one. And I will end the class.